So you're thinking about moving to Sterling, Virginia, but you'd kind of like to know the pros and the cons before you decide to make that big move. Well, in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to be covering. I'm going to be sharing the good and the bad, the pros and the cons about living in Sterling, Virginia. If that's something you're interested in, be sure to stick around because we're gonna get after it right now. My name's Amanda and the team and I get calls every single day from people just like you looking to make their move to Northern Virginia, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, reach out on social, whatever works for you. We've got your back when you're making that move to Northern Virginia. So as I mentioned, today I'm going to be sharing the pros and the cons of living in Sterling, Virginia. And for Sterling, I'm going to start with the pros because I feel like Sterling does not receive the love that it deserves. It's very rare that I have someone initially reach out interested in making their move to Sterling, but once I get an understanding of what they're looking for, a lot of times Sterling really fits the bill and checks a lot of boxes. First up for the pros in Sterling is its location. Sterling is about 30 miles outside of Washington, D.C., so by Northern Virginia standards, it's still a reasonable commute into the city, or if you're looking to go explore and enjoy what the city has to offer on your downtime, it's certainly a reasonable trip. Sterling is also very close to major commuter routes. It's minutes to Route 7, you're not far from 28, and it's also very close to the Dulles Toll Road, so lots of options if you're going to be commuting into or from Sterling. And the other thing about Sterling is it's very close to Dulles International Airport, so if you're going to be catching flights pretty frequently, it would certainly be a convenient option. Pro number 2 for Sterling is the shopping, dining, and entertainment options. And we'll start with the Dulles Town Center. That is a large shopping mall in the area with lots of options as far as department stores go, specialty stores, really any type of retail store you could possibly need, you will find it in Dulles Town Center. The Town Center also has a lot of dining options, and it's home to Regal Movie Theater if you're looking to catch a movie. It's very conveniently located in Sterling, so you wouldn't have much of a drive to get there. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, and playing in Northern Virginia, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that bell for notifications so that you never miss a video. Other options in Sterling for entertainment include the Audubon Indoor Go-Kart. I'm told that they go up to 50 miles per hour, so if you have a need for speed, you can go check that out. And they also offer axe throwing. Sterling has lots of strip malls in the area with options for different supermarkets, convenience stores, and really anything that you need for daily needs like pharmacy, dry cleaners, all of that is right at your fingertips no matter where you're living in Sterling. The dining scene in Sterling has come a long way and it has options, really anything you could possibly be craving. Italian, American, Mexican, Asian fusion, Peruvian. They have it all, and it ranges from chain restaurants to local establishments. And I think Sterling has a really nice variety of both, which isn't the case in every area in Northern Virginia. So if you're a foodie, you definitely won't be disappointed in what Sterling has to offer. Pro number 3 for Sterling is the diverse housing options. Whether you're looking for an apartment or a single family home on a little bit of land, Sterling has it. You can find apartments, you can find condos, you can find townhomes, townhouse style condos, single family homes, luxury homes, and Sterling even has a new construction 55 plus community that's being built right now. So no matter what you're looking for in terms of housing options, Sterling has it. Pro number 4 for Sterling is employment opportunities. Sterling is very close by to major employment hubs in the Northern Virginia area. It's close to Reston, Tyson's, really not too far from Arlington either, and it's also very close to Herndon. So you have many options for employment that are within a very reasonable commute to Sterling. And within Sterling itself, you'll find a lot of IT and aerospace companies have established themselves in the area. Pro number 5 is the recreation and outdoor space. Sterling has no shortage if you're a nature lover or like to exercise outside or just want to go have a picnic in a pretty setting. Sterling has no shortage of parks. The two that come to my mind that I would say are the most popular and the largest are Claudemore Park and Algonquian Regional Park. Both of those are featured in our vlog of Sterling, so if you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. And at Algonquian Regional Park, there's also an 18-hole golf course and mini golf. So if you are a golfer, Sterling is a great place to live. You have a lot of options for courses nearby. Pro number 6 is a metro station. And this is new to Sterling. The Loudon Gateway Station opened in November 2022, and it was big news for Sterling, and I would say really still is. This is such a nice asset to have in the area, long awaited. And while we'll talk about it more in our cons in terms of Sterling is still pretty car dependent, this is such a fantastic option for residents in Sterling to be able to have another option for commuting and using public transportation to either get around Loudoun and Fairfax County, maybe even Arlington, or to head into Washington, D.C. for work and not have to drive. This station is located in the median of the Dulles Greenway. You'll see it if you're driving down the toll road, and it's nearby to Route 606, so very convenient location no matter where you are in Sterling. And it also has parking for about 2,000 cars. So now that we've talked about all the good things that come with living in Sterling, Virginia, we have to talk about the cons. Every area has the bad, maybe even the ugly. And the number one con of living in Sterling, Virginia, I bet you can guess what it is: high cost of living. But before we get into it, I will say Sterling is more affordable than neighboring Reston and Arlington and quite a few other areas in Northern Virginia. So it's not as bad as it could be. But Sterling is going to run you 32.6% higher than the national average for overall cost of living. And housing is where it really gets higher. It's going to run you 78% more than the national average. Groceries are also going to cost you a bit more, 10% higher than the national average. And transportation is as well, coming in at 18.6% higher than the national average. Con number 2 is the traffic. And would it even be a con section in our videos about Northern Virginia if we weren't talking about traffic? No, it wouldn't. It's just a way of life here. You get used to it after a while. Sterling being so close to major employment hubs and those major commuter routes we talked about in our pros, it experiences very heavy traffic during peak commute times, especially if you're going to be coming in or out of the immediate Sterling area. Just be prepared for it, add some extra time so that you aren't rushing to get somewhere. And this is a con in Northern Virginia in general. Traffic is just a way of life here. Con number 3 for Sterling is it's a car dependent city. And I know you might be thinking, wait a minute, you just mentioned that there is a metro station, and there sure is. That's a great addition to the Sterling area. But when it comes to getting around for daily needs or going out to commute to your job, you are likely going to need a car. There is bus service in Sterling depending on what area you're living in, and you can certainly find yourself, in walking distance to a shopping center, again, depending on what neighborhood you're in. But when it comes to really navigating the area, Sterling was not set up to be just a completely walkable city, and therefore we think that it's car dependent. Con number 4 is the lack of nightlife. And keep in mind, you're in the burbs in Sterling, so nightlife really isn't a thing. It doesn't go with the community and how it's set up. But if you are someone who is looking for an active nightlife scene, Sterling isn't going to check that box. It really quiets down 10, 11 p.m. Things are shutting down, and the city is quiet in the evenings. So keep that in mind depending on what you're looking for and where you land in Northern Virginia. It's really not a huge con, but I do think it's important to consider just depending on what type of lifestyle you're interested in having. That wraps up our pros and cons of living in Sterling, Virginia. If you got some value from this video, give us a like or drop a comment below. That always helps us out, and I greatly appreciate it. And as always, whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, reach out on social, whatever works for you. We've got your back when you're making that move to Northern Virginia. And until next time, we hope to show you around town.